r/ask Reddit. Doctors of Reddit. What is something that you wish everyone knew about their body? You need some kind of exercise. Doesn't matter how you feel right now. Sitting for 12-16 hours a day will have negative consequences. That administering CPR compressions ASAP is one of the greatest indicators of successful outcomes. Had a guy roll in post-Torsad's arrest. The guy behind him at the DMV when he went down was an IQ nurse who started compressions within seconds and got the ED attached. Patient came in talking with his only complaint being chest pain from the compressions. I wouldn't have believed it if the medics hadn't given me the rhythm strip. Don't do DIY surgery or hold off on reporting things that are obvious warning signs. Don't be the guy who tried to remove his skin cancer with a knife. Doctors hate him. They really do. Your kidneys and liver cheerfully do all the toxin elimination you'll ever need. Cleansers and other detoxifying products are bullshit woo and a waste of money. The people who sell them are predators who only care about your money becoming theirs. How to check for skin cancer. If you see any moles or anything that are asymmetrical, B. border, odd borders, like they're jagged or something, C. color different colors, D. diameter grows, E. evolve, well, evolves. Go get it checked out. It might be skin cancer. I remember showering one day and noticing a mole on my foot and thinking that's new, and also a weird place for a mole. Then every so often in the shower I'd notice it. Over the course of a few months it started to change rapidly and I kept putting off seeing a doctor about it. Busy with work, life, etc. I finally got to a skin specialist. He took one look at it and said that's got to come out. I'm thinking, yep sure biopsy blah blah, and he's like no, that's definitely skin cancer. I'm not freaking out but mildly concerned. It gets taken out and sent off. Couple of weeks go by and I get a call asking if I can come back in to discuss the results. I already know it's skin cancer based on the initial reaction, but I was not expecting to get there. Walk in the room and see another doctor there, an oncologist. Stage 3C skin cancer. That I was not prepared for. They basically said that I was around 1 month away from being stage 4, terminal, with a life expectancy of 5 years. That was 18 months ago. I've had 3 major surgeries, plenty of tissue and 8 cancerous lesions removed since then. For now it's ongoing maintenance and checkups every 3 months. Long story short, go and get your skin checked at least 1 a year. No excuses. That they only have one in their behavior now, drinking, smoking, not taking medicines, or whatever, will impact their life quality and expectancy. Sounds logical, but very few patients really realize it. Sadly, the thing that sort of made this click for me was when someone basically said, what if you only were allowed to have one vehicle your whole life? You'd have to take care of it, change the oil, filters, fluids, tires, and much more. And a vehicle is infinitely less important. I still do a terrible job, but that comparison made me think about it differently. I'm a vet, but I'm sure some doctors will have come across this too. Amputated limbs do not grow back. I've had far too many people asking how long it will take for their pet's amputated limb to grow back. So I'm assuming a few doctors out there will have had patients asking the same of their own missing limbs. Maybe those people you've met think all animals are like lizards. JK, I think sometimes it's shock or fear of what might be ahead and how things might change that makes people say that. And then again, some are just stupid or ignorant. Also, thanks for what you do as a vet, taking care of vulnerable creatures. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. If you could keep track of the assorted parts you've had removed or added, that'd be very helpful. I'm not saying you need to know whether your funduplication was an ASIN or a door, but if you're complaining about belly pain, it would be nice to know that the last time you had belly pain they took out your gallbladder/appendix sigmoid colon. And if you've ever had something implanted and they gave you a little card, that's not warranty information. That tells us if you're going to explode if you go in an MRI. Bring it, otherwise it will be googled. Ejaculating blood happens to most people at least once in their lives, and in 99% of cases it resolves without taking any action within a week. It doesn't even warrant a doctor visit. Peeing blood, for both sexes, is a serious medical emergency and you should immediately go to the ER. People think it's the other way around. WTF, thanks for a new fear. Some people seem to think that if you act healthy for a bit, it'll make up for being a wreck. There are so many things wrong with this. Just one example, antioxidants are like gas for your car. You can store up a certain amount of vitamins, but your tank can only hold so much. If you binge and overfill your tank, it doesn't do anything, you excrete it out as waste. And you can't expect to go the next several months without gas just because you tried to overload it before. You're going to still need to get gas. Same goes for your fruits and veggies. Had someone tell me he went vegetarian for a few weeks, which meant he was done for the year. He was dead serious. Had a patient at risk for heart failure try to insist that if she stayed away from salt entirely for X days weeks, she should be able to have her fill of McDonald's fries and ramen. Had a smoker argue that if he stopped for some time, he should be able to smoke freely for a while. With some digging, stopping turned out to mean a couple less cigarettes a day. Not a doctor, but I'm a trauma nurse. Motorcycles are ducking awesome, but they are also death machines. Don't ever get on a ducking motorcycle, but if you do anyway, wear a ducking helmet. Not just a helmet, but all the proper gear: leather jacket, motorcycle pants and shoes. A t-shirt and flip-flops will not protect you if you go down. Not a doctor, but this information could save a life. In an emergency situation where you are giving first aid CPR to someone, instead of stating general instructions to the group of inevitable onlookers like someone call 911, someone get a defibrillator point. If able, otherwise some other form of direction to someone, and say you call 911 and you find a defibrillator. This prevents the bystander syndrome where people think someone else will probably do that, and gives clear instructions, allowing for a more efficient process where literally seconds could mean life or death. Sorry, I know I'm joining late. I had to make an account. Actually a doctor. I wish people would know that when I say I don't think CPR is in your/your relative's best interests. I am not saying I am going to withdraw all treatment immediately. CPR is brutal, and it has a much lower success rate, even if done promptly in hospital, than the movies make out. If you are old, or have a lot of medical problems, then the success rate goes down even more. If I don't want to do CPR on you, it's not because I want you to die. It's because I don't want to fracture your ribs, expose your body to a huge group of people you don't know everyone loves attending a crash call, and repeatedly assault your dead body for nothing. I want you to die with dignity and care if there is no chance of bringing you back. In summary, CPR is great and everyone should learn how to do it. It does save lives. But, if a doctor suggests it should not be performed, please give serious thought to that. We don't suggest a DNA CPR for no reason. That there is a wide range of normal. Don't be embarrassed by your body. Having said that, if you are concerned about anything, ask your doctor. We have generally heard it all before. And trust me, we have, nearly always, seen it all before. Maybe you have something that has been bothering you for ages, but you were too scared or embarrassed to ask about it. Just ask. It might be nothing and you have been stressing about it for no reason. And if not, then you are at least one step closer to getting it fixed. No one can help if they don't know. There are no stupid questions. So ask away. I'm always amazed when I have been asked about something that has been bothering a patient for years and years, but they were too embarrassed, scared to bring it up. Most of the time, it is nothing, a completely normal body function feature. Other times, it is something that should have been discussed right away. You know your body best, so speak up. Don't wait for the doctor to ask the right question. Tell us what drugs and alcohol you're on. We aren't gonna tell the cops. We aren't gonna lecture you, but it might change the anesthesia I give you. Some stuff I give you might kill you. If you drink a 30-pack a day, tell me. My stepdad is a painter. He was in a house fire at the beginning of the year. They had to put him under to remove huge chunks of skin from his arms, neck, chest, and the majority of the skin from his hands. He also has a meth problem. For information's sake, that's not related to this house fire work accident. He wasn't coherent enough to answer when they asked if he used any drugs, and my mom wasn't there, so I told them the truth. When my mom got back, She was pissed. Apparently my being honest with the nurse ducked up his workman's comp case. Duck me. I'm sorry, I didn't want him to potentially die from an interaction with anesthetic. This one is more about medication. Antibiotics only work against bacteria. They are not some kind of wonder potion that cures anything, and they should not always be given. Please stick to your prescription the doctor gives you, even if you already feel better. Don't just stop unless the doctor says you can stop. A lot of medication needs to be taken according to the prescription in order for it to be effective, because you build up the doses to an effective level. Stopping or not sticking to it really decreases effectivity. My mom tells her teen patients' parents a lot that the acne isn't the teen's fault but runs in the genes sometimes when it's bad. That psychological states may infuse bodily symptoms, and that saying so isn't dismissing that the symptoms exist. In males, there is a vestigial remnant of the uterus located in the prostate. It's called the prostatic utricle. It is a duct that leads nowhere. It sometimes has some remote endometrium in it and can produce 1 drop of blood every 28 days. Source: embryology professor in med school. So yeah, guys can get PMS too. But it's probably better to call it BMS, or premenstrual syndrome. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.